What is the correlation between Apple and Tesla? Let's go ahead and run this out here because I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this, so this is a perfect time to talk about it. The fact that Tesla and Apple are basically the same company. I'm not saying that they're the same company like that, but they're the same company that builds their products on the same set of values. Now, obviously, Apple came first, so Apple established this model I'm about to mention, and Tesla fell suit to it. So Apple, during the time of Apple being Apple, they were making competitive products to go against Microsoft, right? So Microsoft is what I would say Android is today. So back then it used to be Macintosh versus Microsoft. Okay. Then the iPhone came about and it became Apple versus Android. So if it's not Apple, it's Android. It doesn't matter if it's the Google phone, if it's Samsung, LG, HTC, Huawei, whatever. Those are all Android devices. Or you have Apple only, the standalone product that runs on its own network, which is Linux. I'm not sure if you guys understand what Linux is, but Linux is the established system that Apple runs on, just like Android is this established system that they run on. Is you have Linux, and then you have, which would be HP, like Microsoft and all these other associations, which is this Android computer basically. That's all it really means. So you have these establishments out here that everyone's running off of. They're running off of the Windows or the Linux, right? Or the Apple versus Android. Now let's go and see how is Apple established. Apple is established by trying to recreate the actual cell phone in a way that differs from the competition, even though they've made a full 360 and have become similar to the competition by taking certain aspects from Android and adding it to iPhone like it's a brand new idea. They've done it many a times, and Android users are always like, come on, see, we had the 48 megapixels first. Look, they're just barely adding it. You know, like, I get it, bro, I get it. But Android has done the same. They've kind of been this entangled thing, right? So the difference is with Apple has less system problems because it is incapable of getting viruses, right? That's the whole thing of Apple. So Apple has established that we are like a premium brand. They never use the word luxury. Even though if they could, they would definitely say that iPhone is a luxury cell phone brand. You know, that I guarantee it. I guarantee they would say it's luxury, but Apple is not luxury. Apple is premium, and everything else is Android. Nah, it's not as good. It's not as this. It's not as that. Even though the price is the same. I remember the rumor was going around that only poor people owned Android phones, that they couldn't afford an Apple phone. And that didn't make any sense because I used to sell cell phones and they sell for the exact same price. Like sometimes it's only like $100, $200 difference, but it's not like you've ever been like, oh, do you want the Apple for $1,200 or do you want the Android for $899? You see, it's never been like that. Samsung has been the direct competition with Apple. That's been there. Like, it's forget about all the other things out there besides the Google Pixel. Google Pixel, it goes like this: Apple, Android, Google Pixel. The 1, 2, 3 in that exact order, because I like Apple more than Android, even though I am currently using an Android phone, even to record this right now that we're talking about right now, because Android's always had a really solid camera. Now they are catching up and they are trying to pass Android with the camera, but yada yada yada. That's not what we're here to do, is compare that to that. But what we will say is, what is Tesla? Tesla is, they stated that they are a luxury brand, but as I stated before, Tesla is not a luxury brand because luxury isn't affordable. There's never been affordable luxury. It's premium. So yes, it is a premium car company that is leading the industry for electric vehicles as of right now, just like Apple is leading the industry of cell phones right now, as well as MacBooks and desktop computers. You can go in there right now, into a store right now, and take a look at the new Samsung whatever, and look at the new Apple, whatever, and compare how they look basically the same. They're starting to look really, really similar. And that's done on purpose because Apple sees what Android is doing correctly and wants to use these ideas to integrate it itself. Android sees the same thing from Apple and does the same thing. You know what's so funny is Apple used to use Samsung screens. Just to let everybody know. Not no more, but they used to use Android screens for their actual new iPhone. So technically, it was like a hybrid cell phone is what it would be. Now, what's the correlation between Apple and Tesla? Besides that, the fact that they're two premium brands. Okay, so with Tesla, it's not about upgrading the Tesla and making it recreate every year, make it look nice every year. No, they have this thing where they just show the Android, not the Android, they show Tesla and they're like, hey, guess what? The Tesla right now looks like this, right? It currently looks like this, and we want it to, bro, are you done? Gosh. Oh man, that's gonna go on. That's gonna go on for a long time because this person works here, so they're not gonna come rolling out to turn off their van. That's hilarious. Whatever. Okay, we're gonna talk through it. Doesn't matter. Who cares about that stupid distraction? Anyways, so Tesla. The thing with Tesla is they say, hey, this is what our car looks like, and we're gonna make it feel brand new through updates, through software. Apple does basically the same thing. It wants to show, here's the Apple. They were starting to redesign it, but then they came to a point where they're like, all right, cool. Well, as soon as they hit the iPhone X, they knew that they weren't going to do much more to it besides do the frame a certain way, rub off the little edges from being completely rounded to more squared. And like, you see what I'm saying? Like they did minimal upgrades from the iPhone 10 all the way to the iPhone 16. It's always a new small amount of the cameras this much better, the batteries this much better, the chip that we put it in is this much better, it runs this much faster, it's this much more, and everything's more, but we haven't changed the price since 2017. Isn't that funny? Or 2018, I think it is. So you have Tesla that does the same exact thing. Tesla has its updates on the cars, and they're trying to do so much that they're almost going to spread themselves thin. So they sit there and upgrade it like this much better than last year. Like right now, we have the 2024 Tesla Model 3, right? That just got revamped. It's, well, the Highland or whatever they want to call it, right? Just got it revamped. Now, the next one, you know what they're going to do? They're just going to slap a sticker that says 2025. Slap another sticker that says 2026. But there's going to be incremental updates that come to it to make it feel new, even though your car isn't new. Just like this car I'm sitting in right now. This car has been the same car since I bought it off the lot. There's nothing gonna change. There's no updates. There's no nothing. This is the Android right here. There's no nothing here. It's just a bunch of Android stuff. With the now it is a little bit different with when it comes to that, but the facts are still the same. Apple's trying to push the industry forward with technological advances and trying to be the industry standard of what cell phones should be, just like Tesla is trying to do the same with cars, with it being autonomous and automatic driving and all that stuff. And it's so funny that Tesla's trying to come out with a phone too. Like, they haven't came out with it, but they've definitely came out and said, hey, we're gonna put out a phone. But you know, they had to build one network first. Yep, that's right, their little home internet. Well, technically you can take the internet anywhere. The outdoor internet, that internet right there had to become established. Because if that wasn't there, then their cell phone would be just based off all these towers. They want that cell phone to be a satellite cell phone. They don't want it to be based off these towers. Now, I'm not saying they won't be based off of any of these towers. I'm saying like the majority of them are going to be based off of their own network. They're the only, well, not anymore, because they did start the building in different countries now. But the way they started was, we design it here, we make it here, and everything is internal on Tesla. Like, That's why they don't want help from other people. That's why they sent out the booklets and said, hey, this is how you do an electric car, because he's trying to push it forward. That's why he fired his entire staff for people building the fast charging network, so other companies could snatch them up and teach them how to do the thing that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to push the industry forward with autonomous driving, as well as electric cars and things of that nature. Apple's trying to do the same thing by saying, hey, our carbon footprint, we're going to do better for the environment. We're going to try and do better, period. I don't know if Samsung started that at all. I haven't heard anything because they don't do events like Apple does. And there's not enough news. Like whenever there's a new iPhone out, they make a spectacle about it, except for this one. This iPhone 16 event kind of sucked. And we all know that. But with Samsung, I don't know when their event is. I don't know where it's at. I have no idea. I have to Google this. There's no promotion behind it. I've never caught a Samsung event ever. Just, I don't even know where a regular Samsung store is. I'd have to Google it. I know where an Apple store is, quite a few of them, but that's the difference. So the correlation between Apple and Tesla is the fact that they're both trying to move to an industry standard, as well as having products that are based off of old concepts, because Tesla is not a new thing. Electric cars have been around since the early 1900s. You can look that up. Early 1900s, they had an electric car. Well, they had many electric cars. They even had charging stations and things of this nature. Then the gas boom came out, and then they dropped that whole idea because of whatever reason back then. Maybe the world wasn't ready. But here we are today, electrifying America, trying to be electrified, and people are still hesitant to get it. I'm not hesitant to get it. As soon as I can get one, I'm getting me a Tesla. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to just get me an electric car. That's the one mistake you don't want to make, is just going out and getting an electric car, because not all electric cars are built the same. The charging ports, all that stuff. No. Go get yourself a Tesla if you're going to get an electric car. The rest ain't really nothing, because Tesla takes care of you internally. It does everything you need, period, internally. Just like Apple does everything you need internally. So if you have issues with your iPhone, you take it into the Apple store. Samsung, you're not going to be able to do that. Same thing with Rivian. You're not going to be able to do what you can do with Tesla as a Rivian, because there's more Tesla centers than there are Rivian centers. It's just a fact, okay? Now, I know that was a little bit of scatterbrain thought. I wish low-key, I wish I wrote down some things to say these are the actual correlations. But you get what I'm saying. There's correlations between the Apple company and the Tesla company on what they're trying to do in each industry that it's in. And it's kind of ironic that, you know, also Tesla's trying to come up with a cell phone, which I would be down to try. I don't know if I would switch over to it, but I would be down to try 100%, because I like cell phones, I like technology, and I definitely would, like right now, you know how loud this environment would be, or not how quiet, my bad, how quiet this environment would be if I had the electric car right now, and you know what I'm saying, like, it'd be super silent, dog, you know what I'm saying? All right, leave a comment, guys. I'll put you in the next video, and I will respond to whatever we can do so we can continue this conversation. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the next one. Peace!